Welcome to Face to Face. I'm Lauren Booth, your host for this week's interview. My guest is Afif Safir, the newly appointed Deputy Commissioner for the International Relations of the Fatah movement and former head of mission for the Palestinian delegation to London, Washington and Moscow. Welcome.
It's a pleasure being with you.
It's a strange time in the so-called peace process. We have the US presidential office criticising settlement building in Israel for the first time, arguably, and Mahmoud Abbas chooses this moment to say he's not standing for re-election. Why throw in the towel now?
Well, the expression "throwing it out" is an interesting expression. I don't know how relevant it is to the exercise we are going to engage in. First of all, we welcomed the position taken by the White House concerning the settlement expansion, even though my belief, unfortunately, is that newly elected President Obama, 1 year old, is unfortunately lost his first round in the confrontation of wills with Netanyahu. I had great expectations, and I still have great expectations from President Obama. I was in America when he started this campaign, when he was not yet a credible contender, and my opinion then was to say he is an interesting candidate. He has future because he's reawakening American idealism. He is capable of reconciling America with itself and reconciling America with the world. And you know, there was a lot of reconciling to do with the world, having had the previous administration wage war left, right, and center. Unfortunately, Obama, who started by criticizing unambiguously the settlement building as illegal, unhelpful, unlawful, etc., he lost the first round with Netanyahu. And I always used to tell my American interlocutors, when America differs with the Israeli government, it looks as though it carries the political weight of Liechtenstein or Luxembourg. You are a superpower all over the world, except in your relationship with the Israelis. It's as though it's the tail that wags the dog. It's the client state that decides what should be the regional policy of the patriot.
Well, then let's discuss how Obama actually lost this first battle with Netanyahu. In what way did he lose ground? I
believe he lost the battle but it's only a battle, and he hasn't said his final word, and he took the first opportunity of Israeli misbehavior with the Shiloh settlement expansion to ventilate his annoyance with Netanyahu. He lost the battle, but not yet the political war. Obama, in a way, up to now, has not been successful in any of the dossiers that he has had to handle, neither the external one nor the internal one. He's struggling with the healthcare dimension. I wish him success because it's highly needed for American public opinion. In Iraq, he hasn't yet disengaged. In Afghanistan, he is getting even more involved, etc., etc. So he hadn't scored, so he was vulnerable. And as you know, America, the political system is such that he is also a hostage of Capitol Hill. And you know, there is a joke which reveals that relationship. It says, why doesn't Israel want to become the 51st state in America? And the answer is that then they would have to satisfy themselves with only 2 senators. For the moment, they have 70 that they take for granted.
Well, let's get back to the topic, though. Mahmoud Abbas has said he won't stand for re-election in the proposed January elections. Meanwhile, Fayed Salam, the Prime Minister in Palestine, has apparently been having secret negotiations with Obama about a de facto state being set up. Is there some jealousy between your president and your prime minister over their connections?
No. First of all, let's separate the two issues to begin with. President Mahmoud Abbas said that he wouldn't be running for elections. So he's not resigning, he's not running in the next elections. I don't believe we have elections in January, unfortunately, because I'm a Democrat, and a Democrat is in favor of elections on a regular basis.
Are you saying your president isn't a Democrat then, because it'll be down to him to delay them?
No, it's not up to him to delay them. It's those who are reluctant to allow the elections to take place.
Hasn't he been reluctant to have the elections?
On the contrary, he has been, he's a reluctant leader in the sense that he feels that he would like to withdraw as soon as possible. And it's the complexities of Palestinian relationship that is leaving him in office for longer than he would have desired. No, let me tell you. Theoretically, we should have presidential and legislative elections in January. Yet Fatah showed flexibility. If ever the Egyptian mediation works, we are ready to delay elections until June of next year, so as to allow Hamas to have 6 more months where they are the majoritarian party in parliament. But reconciliation is not coming, and I would like to discuss that issue with you. So I don't know when the next elections are. So whether one likes Abbas or not, Abbas is the democratically legitimate leader of Palestine until elections can take place in both wings of the political Palestinian entity, meaning in Gaza, the West Bank, including East Jerusalem. So whoever wants elections, whoever has a preferred candidate for the coming elections should help us achieve, 1, reconciliation, which I favor fully, and 2, have a democratic election which is competitive and monitored. I think we believe we need both.
You once said that the peace process has been a lot of process and not enough peace. Presumably you still stand by that?
Of course. Unfortunately, what we had was, instead of having durable, permanent peace, we are having a durable, lasting, permanent peace process, which is the symptom of its failure. And let me tell you, we Palestinians, during the years of theoretical peacemaking, what we saw and witnessed was an expansion of occupation rather than the withdrawal of occupation. Hence, the process has been totally unconvincing, and I personally believe there is a need, a sine qua non need, for third-party intervention and mediation. The international community should step in, because peace in the Middle East, in Palestine, Israel, is an international necessity, not only a Palestinian or Israeli necessity. And I always say the international will should prevail on a national whim. It's not up to the Israelis to decide how much territory they would like to condescendingly withdraw from. There are international laws and rules and regulations and codes of conduct that are encouraged and other that are totally unhelpful and condemnable.
You say that Palestine is pivotal to various parts of world peace and stability, but is it any longer? The Arab states are one by one normalising their associations with Israel. This week, Hosni Mubarak hosting Shimon Peres. Isn't the fact that Palestine is less important now than it ever has been to Arab leaders?